So in the previous video, we've got the layout done. So now what I'm going to do is just try to clean this up a little bit, because if you look at this, you can see I wanted this in the center. I want some of this in the center. I want to get rid of some of this stuff here. This is mostly okay. But yeah, I'm just going to fix a couple of those things. So right off the bat, I just want to make this center. So if you look, you see it's an H1. It's the only H1 I have in here. You can see it right there. So what I'm going to do is in the CSS Designer section, I think we were on Insert before, CSS Designer, I got H1 selected. I'm going to turn off Show Set. And I'm just going to go to the text section. And let's see, the styles are defined in Bootstrap Framework and cannot be added. Oh. So, let's see. Let's see if I hit plus here. I can create a new CSS file, or I can define a page. Let's just go ahead and define a page for now, because that way I can look at it up here. So I just, hit the little plus and then define the page. Okay, and so there it is. Okay, it wouldn't let me do it before because the only CSS that was currently applied was the bootstrap in there. So I'm just going to click in this area. So it says H1, and there's only one, so I'm not going to worry about setting anything else. So I'm just going to go ahead and click Add Selector here with a little plus. All right, so blah 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 H1. So that's how it's going to select it. That's fine. I'm going to hit Enter. I got it selected. Make sure I turn off Show Set. Go to the text section, and I just want text align, and we're going to do center. Okay, which if I click on this, you can see it put it in center, which is good. That's what I wanted. That's fine. Okay, let's go ahead and see the fix about some of this nav bar business. So I just had 3 links. I wanted to do home, something, and I just wanted 3. This one's got a drop down, which is cool, but I don't need a drop down, so I'm going to get rid of a bunch of these, as well as this search bar. So let me see, go down here, and okay, so right here is the nav bar. You can see all this business in here, and let me go to code. Okay, so we have a button that is for this thing over here. Where are you at? That's for this here. Okay, so but you'll notice that if I expand it, the button will go away. So I want to leave the button there. That's one of those nice little, if it gets too small, it'll turn into that button. So I want to leave that alone. Nav bar toggler icon. Okay, that's all part of that. Okay, so we got list item active. So if I click on that, and let's go to live. Okay, so that's this one. Where's the part that says nav bar? Let's go to live. I'm going to click right on this nav bar and then click on code, and it's showing up over there. I don't really want that. I'm just going to go ahead and take that out. I'm going to click and drag over this part and just delete that. Let's go back to live, and now that's gone. I didn't really find that useful. So I do want home. Link is fine. Drop down I could use. I just don't want the drop down parts. So and disabled I don't need. So I might just get rid of both of these and just duplicate this one. So I'm going to go to code, and so I got unordered list, okay, and then each one of these list items is one of my it's got the links inside of them, right? So you can see the one that's home, href home, and boom, okay. So that's fine. The home is actually what I want it to be called. Then we got another list item, okay, and then it says nav link, and it's just link. I think I might as well just use the ones I have. I have about. So instead of link, I'm just going to put in here about. That's good. And then the next one is this drop down. Now, if I hit the LI, you can see what it does is it has this drop down, and then it has the list items, these two, action and another action underneath it. But they're all contained within this list item, because each list item is one of those links. So I'm just going to grab this whole list item here and just delete it. Okay. And then I can either choose to copy and paste this about one, or I can change this one. I think I'll just change this one. If you look, it looks exactly the same, except it has this disabled section. Okay. And if you look, you can kind of see what it's doing. It's just a way of formatting it so it grays it out a little bit, so it makes it not look like a link. So I'm just going to take this class, this disabled class, and just delete that. And then I think I typed contact. I don't know. I'll just put contact inside of there. And then if I live, then you can see I have those sections in there. That's pretty good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and nav bar. I'm going to click on the nav section here, and I'm going to let's see if it'll let me select. Let's see, unordered list. Can I do it here? let me try doing it through over here. So, okay, I'm just going to scroll up. I want to get the bigger. Here we go. So, oh, I didn't get rid of the search section. Let me get rid of that too. So, let's go back to live. I'm going to click on this search section. See if I can click on getting. There we go. No. Let's see. I want to try and get. Okay, so form, control. It's in that general area. Okay. It looks like that whole thing is form. So I'm going to click in form in here and then go to live. And I can see it's this whole part here. So the form is what I want to get rid of. I'm just going to take this whole bit here and just delete that. Delete that, good. And now if I go back to live, that's gone. All right. So I want to take this unordered list, and I basically want to center that. So I'm going to go to this one, and I want to add a selector to that. So let's see if I can maybe add a plus to this. And let me see, I want to add, oh, here it is. Okay. And we'll just call this like nav bar, okay? But I put a capital B in mine, I guess. See, that's pretty close. Nav bar custom we'll put, okay? So that it's mine, and the source, I'm just going to go ahead and put it inside of our style. That's what this one is. You see, I can't use Bootstrap, but if I had an external style sheet, that would be another option. So I'm just going to hit enter. All right. So I should be able to, let me see, sources, all sources. I want to do this source, and then navbar custom. I now have that one. Again, I'm going to go to the text, and I'm going to click on center. It didn't seem to really do what I wanted. Let's see if I can get this to describe that. If I can get it, maybe this bigger one and try and do it. Let's add that. I'm sorry, add the selector. And then we'll go to here and see if that one works. It's really hard to get those centered. Let me see if I can figure this out. I might come back to that. Alright, but let's see where we're at here. So I got this. Let me look, see. Okay, so that's getting a little bit closer. Now, if I look at this, you can see this is a little bit larger than what this is. But I'm trying to think. That looks pretty close. I'm not going to worry about the colors or the fonts and stuff yet. I just want to get the general layout. And at this point, I have the general layout. I haven't really formatted anything, but I do have the basics. Alright, so we're going to call that good.